What's going on, people? It's the last day of August 31st, Wednesday. Cheers. You know, if you see the twinkle in my eye, it's because I know what I'm doing when I choose my words here in my videos. I know that if I bring up Trump, that it will trigger. It's so predictable and it's very strange. That's why it's so obvious that it's, to me, cult thinking. And I do it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm not insulted. It's fascinating how blind ignorance and hatred and just distorted thinking can be. So, Matt Parker, thank you for continuing to share with me some of your releases on jazz in Britain, progressive British progressive jazz. Is what this one. Wow, British progressive jazz. Collier, Hamburg, 1968. This is a winner, baby. Okay, let me just put it like this. For people who are into the Canterbury thing, like me, for life since a teen, there's aspects of how this is being played, by who it's being played, that are instantly familiar, recognizable, and I just love them. For one, I really, it took me a while, but I got to the point where I really liked I liked John Marshall's drumming. He has kind of a tippy tappy thing. That's how I describe his approach to his drumming. Um, it's there's it's very no, I just like it, and when I hear his playing, I can tell right away that's John Marshall. I've gotten to the point that I really really like it. Um, it's apparently live, yeah, and Harry Beckett on trumpet, Nick Evans, Carl Jenkins. These are the cats, and this is really good. View from Hungerford Bridge. Wow, man. And the other thing I like about this is how back in the day, before I was born, one of the challenges of jazz players with the blues was to come up with creative heads for the blues. Now, I can't think of the titles, but there's a couple that come to mind right away that are just like, to me, are like genius um, heads for the blues. Miles Davis plays one. Charlie Parker plays another. I can't think of the names. You jazzers probably know what I'm talking about. They're just sublime. Well, they pulled that off here just about. I don't know if it's across the river, but this is very, very good. I like the graphics too. I like that cover shot very much. Graham Collier, another winner, Matt Parker. You're on a roll, my friend. I see you in social media. People know about your music and are learning more about it. And again, it's a gold mine of material that you're working with. I had to go get a used record yesterday from Homer's. I check their used updates pretty regular, and I missed something that they showed that I really wanted, but I missed it. Someone else got it, but this was there, and no one wanted this except me. Richard Pinhas of Heldon Letik. Um, it's interesting. I'd never owned this album, and yet when I got it home and listened to it, several themes on here. Perhaps there's some themes on here where he's repeated them. But it's like, I've heard this before. And I don't remember ever knowing anyone with a copy of this album. I love his work. He is very much inspired by Robert Fripp, but has created his own thing altogether. So this had been down there for a while in use because I just kind of kept thinking I have it. So I finally checked, and this is one that I didn't have. Deuter, Haleakala. Haleakala. Deuter, the meditative musician, I think he's from Germany. And this is very meditative. I would not say necessarily peaceful. It can take you there, but meditative, thoughtful, reflective. That's what I get from listening to this album. This is the one I put on right away when I got home yesterday from the record store, and it was like, it just, it did its thing for the household. It sure did. It changed the vibrations in a very positive way. That's another thing I love about music and the music that I like. This was down there for fucking $6. It's like, man, some of this historic, to me, this is history, and it's just like it completely overlooked by the mainstream. This is Variations 4, Volume 2 by John Cage, assisted by David Tudor. Now, this stuff is old, so when you listen to it now, it's like everybody and their mother has done this since then, playing with audio, different sources, tape recorders, radios, junk laying on a table, collage. And this is just what that is as I listen to it, and it's like, even before I realized what I was doing was John Cage inspired, that I was doing this stuff, just based on my own fascination with sound. But this is historic, and in that sense, it was an interesting listen. I don't know how much I'll ever listen to it again. But for $6, that one definitely is like, yeah, that's going home. That belongs in my collection. And the other thing I got, which I already had, but my copy of this is unofficial. So now I have an official, but this is a 50th anniversary reissue. Now, back in the day, in high school, the Reese brothers, who gave me those records of theirs when they moved, they gave me some Faust and Can and stuff. They gave me a copy of this, an original on Ore. It was beat to hell because we played it so much. This is a very psychedelic album, and at the same time, it's a very good example of how the German stoners and how a lot of Europe in general used the blues as a diving board, okay, to explore. So what I'm saying is, to my ears, these guys can not play the blues, and so as a result, they take what little of it they can, and they take it somewhere where and make it their own. And I'm glad they did. This is very spacey and stoned sounding, very stoned sounding. I love this album. Flowers Must Die. Intense. Intense. So, for folks who are on the far right and folks who are just so full of hate, and yet many of you claim to be Christians, how do you make that make sense? It's like, answer the question, what would Jesus do? He wouldn't do what you're doing. So, like I say, I know full well the power of words, and I say exactly what I feel. And again, I'll put you on notice for others to see and learn from. Some low negative behavior with no good purpose behind it. So I'll just keep pointing it out. So DJ Trish, if you see this, I am on my own trajectory. I don't need any suggestions for who to interview, okay? Thank you. Ronco is someone who we have flirted with collaborating. We even tried to, I submitted a proposal to the Under the Radar Festival a few years ago to bring Ron in for us to perform together, and it didn't go through. So I'm not looking to interview anybody right now. Honestly, on my personal plate is the one that I would like to happen and will wait for until my energy changes is Richard Barbieri. So thanks for the suggestion, but I don't need any suggestions. I just do my thing. And then come on here and I talk to you. Family, what's going on? Love you all. Have a good day, evening, whatever.